Welcome to another video of our Pakistan tour. Today we're taking a weekend trip from Karachi and heading to Gwadar in Balochistan. Since our journey began early in the morning, we were lucky enough to witness a rare sighting of people bicycling on the Karachi highway. As soon as we crossed the toll plaza and entered Balochistan, the topography seemed to change. It was now more rocky and mountainous. Our first stop was to fuel ourselves in the car, so we stopped at a restaurant for our morning tea and to fill up the gas tank. Here I noticed that vintage petrol pumps are still in use in Balochistan today. At this stop, I also took the opportunity to explore the area. Two things piqued my interest here. Number one, the stark contrast between lush and barren lands in a nearby field. And number two, the presence of solar panels in what seemed like a poor and backward area. However, since the population and thus the infrastructure are scattered, it actually makes sense that solar energy is so common across Balochistan. Next, we stopped at the replica of the Princess of Hope. This so-called princess is a naturally formed mountain carving in the Rusko Hills of Balochistan. The name was given by actress and philanthropist Angelina Jolie on her visit to Pakistan. Here, we lost some of our dashcam footage, so we're jumping straight from the road to the Hingol National Park. Though a huge area of the Makran Coastal Highway is also part of the park, there's also a dedicated area off the road which houses the Hingol River and a temple in the caves. While the river used to flow a few years ago, and we even saw signs alerting us to the presence of crocodiles, at present the water was completely dried up. The Hinglaj Mata temple is one of the shrines of the Hindu goddess Sati. Once again, our makeshift camera gave up on us and we've jumped to Kun Malir. Here, we stopped for lunch at the Quetta Kun Malir restaurant. Here, we also ran into the Pakistani actor Farhan Ali Agha, who is also the voice of Commander Safeguard. So of course, we had to ask for a picture. At the restaurant and on the roads, we noticed many people had brought their motorbikes from Karachi to the mountains of Balochistan. It was a pleasant surprise to see local tourism in Pakistan. Our guides told us that the Kun Malir beach would be crowded and that the Golden Beach is a more pleasant sight, so that is where we headed next. Here we spent some time taking pictures and playing in the sand and water. Given the mountainous nature of this drive, we came across many car and bus carcasses on the drive, which to me is another reason to drive with a local who is more used to such roads. And now we're at the actual Princess of Hope rock formation. This and other sculptures are all formed through winds. Along with the princess, other well-known formations are a Great Sphinx and the Hindu Lord Shiva. However, if you're creative enough, you could see much more, such as a camel or a pensive boy. After this, we entered the area which is called Buzi. Because of the topsy-turvy road, even the most seasoned drivers try to cross this area during daylight and stick to the speed limit of 40 kilometers per hour. This highway through the mountains, known as the Makran Coastal Highway or the National Highway 10, is a 653-kilometer long stretch from Karachi to Gwadar. When this road was built in 2004, it opened up the area, since the total drive could now be done in 9 hours or less and was accessible with cars and buses as well. Before that, the journey from Gwadar to Karachi took nearly 2 days and could only be completed on an off-road jeep. For this reason, people took a 1,000-kilometer detour by traveling through Quetta in the north. The company that built this highway is the same one which built the Karakoram Highway, which is known as the highest paved road in the world. One more reason to travel through Balochistan with the local is that phone signals are sketchy, which means you cannot rely on a GPS or send a distress signal via phone. On this journey, we had phone plans with 4 different companies: Mobilink, Telenor, Ufone and Zong. Of these, only Ufone had enough signal strength throughout the journey for a quick text message. In areas which were relatively populated, we had enough strength on Zong as well to update our family via WhatsApp. However, because this vast open land is largely unadulterated by population, we were able to witness a beautiful sunset and a sky full of stars at night. The next morning, we headed into Gwadar town. We had stayed the night at the Pearl Continental Hotel, which is located on a small hill known as the Kohe Batil. This area is heavily guarded and is close to the Gwadar port. But we weren't too interested in the port, so instead we headed towards the shipbuilding yard, which is a well-known site where wooden ships are built. The popular shipwrecking site is known as Gadani, which is closer to Karachi. While taking pictures here, I noticed this and had to check it out. So we got back in the car and drove further towards this walkway of sorts. Once there, we took some more pictures, saw a football match on the shores, and tried to catch a crab with bare hands. Needless to say, we did not succeed. Next, we headed towards the market. Here we checked out local products such as perfumes and frankincense, which was made by women in their homes. Many shops also sold traditional Balochi dresses, but according to the shopkeeper, we'd probably get these for cheaper in Karachi. One of my favorite parts about this market were the wholesale shops, which sold an assortment of local and Irani snacks, cheeses, dry fruits, and herbs. It was now 3 p.m. and we had a long journey ahead of us back to Karachi. But of course, this wasn't without some adventure. We got off the road, quite literally, and walked on seashells. We also had an emergency pit stop to fuel the car. All in all, this was a journey well worth the while, and I hope that I can return one day and stay for a little longer.